Welcome to the Activity Call Live. Now, let's hear it for our special guest host, Eric Bellaire.
Welcome to the Alliance Activity Call this Friday morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Eric Bellaire, and I am fired up to be here. Just got back from family reunion. Woo! And we had a blast. It was so much fun. We learned, we ate, we learned, we ate, and we had fun. We got to meet and hear Ben Carson. For those of you who didn't make it, I feel bad for you. Anyhow, again, Eric Bellaire out of Melbourne, Florida. My wife, Bobby, and I are direct to Andy and Jane Albright, and we are enjoying our ride here at the Alliance. Anyhow, we're going to talk today. I am at the Alliance. This was my character, my persona. I'm the Emperor's chef, and I was going over the key ingredients to help you succeed, and we're going to do it again today, but I've added some things. And we're going to talk about some things that I think can make a difference in your daily routine. I think it can make a difference in your weekly routine and your monthly routine and in your success with the Alliance. So again, I'm the Emperor Chef of the Alliance Empire, and we're going to get started right now. Okay, it has been declared by the Emperor himself that all citizens of the Alliance need to eat. We need to eat. We can't starve. We got to go out there and eat. And it has also been declared by proclamation, we shall sell to eat and recruit to live. You should have heard this. You should have heard this many times since you've been with the Alliance, whether you're here for 1 week or for 5 years. You know that we sell, we recruit, and we build. And the thing that we know very well is that we sell to eat and we recruit to live. And we're going to go through that right now. So check this out. To eat, you need 3 main ingredients. And we're going to go over these main ingredients that if you understand these ingredients and you take these ingredients and you start using these ingredients, like, listen, you got to have ingredients. If you want to make dough, you've got to have the proper ingredients to make dough. Now, you can make crappy dough or you can make delicious dough. It's up to you. I like making amazing dough. I want my dough to be amazing. So anyhow, the fact of the matter is you need these 3 ingredients to help you make the dough with the Alliance. So what is ingredient number 1? Let's talk about ingredient number 1. We'll dump it right in here. We're going to see what we come up with. We're going to see what we come up with when we're done. But we're going to dump this ingredient in here right now. I'm going to put it down here. I'm going to go ahead and mix it around a little bit. We'll see what we come up with, but let's check this out. So ingredient number 1. You need clients, and you should start prospecting in these 3 markets, okay? Listen, when you're hiring, I love when I hire people. I hire people, and I'm recruiting people, and I find out they work for companies that have no leads. And I mean, I can name them. I know this is being recorded, and I feel bad sometimes when I throw out a company name like WFG or Primerica. I feel bad, but I guess that can be bleeded out if they don't want to have it in there. But they don't have leads. They make you go after your friends and family. And by the way, there's nothing wrong with going out and showing your friends and family what you do, how you can help them, and what you could do to better serve them. But the fact of the matter is that if that's all you have, you'll eventually run out of friends and family, right? But let me just go over this cold market, okay? The cold market isn't even friends and family. The cold market is all those people that you have the opportunity. And I like to say that God has given you the opportunity to greet and meet out there on the street. Why would you not want them to know who you are? Listen, this isn't Groundhog Day. What was his name? Ted Sanders, whatever. That annoying insurance. This ain't an annoying insurance agent. Okay, I'm not asking you to be an annoying insurance agent or an annoying Medicare agent or an annoying annuity agent. I'm asking you just to make sure. And understand this, my wife, Bobby, always says it was meant to be. If this happened, it was meant to be. If this happens, it was meant to be. Okay, the fact of the matter is you're in front of somebody for a reason. I believe. If you end up meeting a total stranger today, I think there's a reason. Maybe it's to make their day a better day. Maybe it's to help them through something. Maybe it's to tell them something, inform them about something, to greet them and smile and hug them, whatever. Right? I think we put it in front of people for a reason. The fact of the matter is, if you greet and meet these people on the street and tell them who you are, what you do, and how you can help them, and understand that you can be a blessing to them, understand that you have a heart of a difference maker, your world will change. Your world will change. Because the more people that know who you are, and the more people that know what you do, and the more people that know how you can help them is a game changer, period. Because now you have, and I don't want to say this, I mean, I can be careful, but now you have all these little minions running around telling people who you are, what you do, and how you can help them because you did a great job for them. So you have all these mouthpieces, all these speaker boxes going across your county, your state, your country, telling people, you should call Eric Bellaire. You should call Eric Bellaire. You should call Eric Bellaire. Because I help them with a flair. And now they know who I am, what I do, and how I can help them. Oh my God. Tia was talking from stage about marketing, about how to market. If you weren't at family reunion, you missed that too. Oh my God. The things that we miss when we don't end up going to an event. Oh my God. Anyhow, just market yourself by running your mouth. And I know it's hard because we were raised by our mom and dads to keep our mouth shut. We were raised by our school teachers to keep our mouth shut. It's like we were never allowed to speak, and we were told, keep our mouth shut, keep our mouth shut, keep your mouth shut. Listen, you're an adult now, and you're in an industry that is a powerful industry. And the things that we're able to do for people are powerful. You have my permission. You have Andy Albright, the emperor himself's permission to run your mouth from east to west and north to south and tell everybody who you are, what you do, and how you can help them. That's the cold market. The warm market are your friends, are your family. Okay, these are people that know who you are, but don't know what you do maybe because you've been afraid or too timid or too nervous to tell them, which I think is insane in the membrane. I really do. Okay, so let's do this. Why don't you go ahead and do it this way? Put them high up on a pedestal, sort of, and give them the credit that they may deserve by saying this. By the way, Uncle Hank, I know you most likely already got your insurance in place, or I know you already got insurance in place. I know you already got your mortgage protected. I already know you got your life insurance in place. I know you've already probably got your 401 in a great place to protect it. But I just want you to know I'm working with a company now that has amazing products that actually help people and give them more benefits than the normal life insurance product. They give them more capabilities than the normal retirement product. They give them. But now you're basically acknowledging the fact that they may have something, but then they sit there and say, well, I'm glad you're telling me that because I don't have anything. I don't have anything. I mean, I hate this commercial on TV. I think it's the most, listen, I'm not in marketing and I'm not in these commercial ad people, but I think it's the stupidest commercial where a man dies. I know you've seen it, where a man dies and these two adult men are sitting on the porch. And they go, oh my God, he didn't have life insurance. I know he didn't have life insurance. And the one guy looks at the other guy and goes, do you? And he goes, no. Do you? It's so stupid. Why don't one of them at least say, yeah, I do. And I called the alliance and got it. You know what I'm saying? It's just an idiot commercial, I think, because they all don't have it. Okay, now I know people don't have life insurance, but in that commercial, I think one of them should have. But anyhow, so when you talk to your friends and your family and you find out that they already have a policy, that's fantastic. Let me do a policy review for you. You never know what I had an agent call me the other day and say, Eric, what do I do? Where the client tells me they've already got it taken care of and they've got 4 policies. I said, well, right away, I would have said, I would love to come out and do a review for you because you understand that, first of all, when you have 4 separate policies, now that's a headache for your family to deal with 4 different companies and do 4 different death claims. And companies give you a discount when you go up the ladder in volume. So you're more than likely paying more for the total volume of life insurance you have because you've pieced it together with 4 separate companies. So hypothetically, if you have 20 grand, 5, 5, 5, and 5, depending on when you got it, you're more than likely paying more for that 20 grand than you would be if you put it with one company for 20 grand. So let me come out and do a review. I'm ethically bound by the state of Florida. I'm ethically bound by the state of Texas. I'm ethically bound by the state of California to tell you that you have a Superman policy if you do, and if you don't, to show you the weaknesses in your policy. If you have a family member that you don't talk to and they don't have insurance, or they have weaknesses in what they have, that to me is a problem. And I'd rather find out and discover that than to not find that out and have it be a problem that raises its ugly head when they die. Whether it's life insurance or whether it's an annuity, their retirement protection. Come on, folks. We have the ability to strengthen their position. And if we don't, but we now at least let them know who we are and what we do and how we can help them. And we've shown them our kind heart, and we show them how well we do our part. Are you telling me that you know everybody that Uncle Hank knows? Are you telling me you know everybody that Aunt Sarah knows? Do you? I don't think you do. And like the emperor himself says, we want to know we want to have a piece of everybody's connecting land. We want to have their connecting land as well. And that's what's helping my business blossom, is I have all these mouthpieces out there who I've blessed and who I've been a difference maker for, that are now spreading the word about what I do. And it's not just me doing it. That's the difference. It's not just being able to help these family members, but it's making sure you've educated them about who you are, what you do, and how you can help them. And if you validate and verify that they have a Superman policy, and now you tell them they do, you're going to love them because of how you show them how you know your business. And now they'll send you other people that they know that you don't know. I'm just saying. And then, of course, there's the hot market. The hot market is a powerful market. And there's a lot of people that are scared of the hot market. I mean, there's people that are scared of the cold market. They're scared of the warm market. They're scared of the hot market. I don't know how to help a scaredy cat. I don't know how to help a scaredy cat. But I can tell you this. The hot market are people that have actually asked for help via social media ad, bang, bang, via direct mail letter, Cindy Seal and her company, via PDR, via an internet lead. Okay, something out there has prompted these people to ask for help, right? They've asked for help. And now they don't know who you are. They don't know it will be you that will be calling them. They don't know, but they are expecting somebody. And I'd rather it be me than somebody who's greedy. I'd rather it be me than somebody who's unethical. I'd rather it be me, who, when I know the arsenal of products that we have and how we can help these people, than somebody that doesn't have that arsenal of product. So the hot market are leads. Your job is to invest in leads and get into that hot market, because it is a hot market. Now, are all leads going to purchase? Hell no. I didn't mean to say the word hell, but there is Hell's Kitchen, so hell no. Not every lead is going to purchase. And when we're doing this, when we're investing in leads and we make a decision to invest in leads, we're out there blowing through the nose to get to the yeses. And sometimes it causes a nosebleed, but it's okay. Just get it out of the kitchen for a second. Get it out of the kitchen. When you start to bleed, get it out of the kitchen. The fact of the matter is that you're out there in a pursuit. You're out there in a pursuit to look for neutrons, protons, electrons. Every now and then you'll find a megatron. And that's the same thing with agents. When we're hiring and we're blowing through these agents that we're trying to recruit, we're looking for protons, neutrons, electrons, and every now and then you find a megatron. But I will tell you, you often find morons. And that's okay. You should not let that depress you. You should not let that upset you. It's the game that we're in. It's the game that we play. Have fun with it. You know you're okay. Move on and find somebody that wants your help. So those are the markets. Next, a great series of questions to ask somebody that you greet and meet on the street. Listen, you know you could do surveys. There are people out there going, I don't got the money to invest in leads. Okay. But if you have a PS5 at home and you're using it every night, and you're telling me you don't have money to invest in leads, I'm going to just tell you, sell your PS5. Not only will you have money to invest in leads, but you'll have more time on your hands. Okay? There are things that you have in your home that you can sell and always repurchase later to where you can invest in your business. I am telling you that right now. But anyhow, don't tell me you don't have the money to invest in leads, but you have money to invest in cigarettes or alcohol or movies and dinners out. Listen, that's the same thing a client telling me I don't have the money to invest in life insurance. When I have a client tell me they don't have the money to invest in life insurance, are you kidding me? Let's roll up my sleeves. Let me look at your bills and let me see if I can save you money on your car insurance. Let me see if I can save you money on your homeowner's insurance. I don't sell car insurance or homeowner's insurance, but if they're willing to let me help them and they'll promise me they'll use what I help them find toward life insurance, I'm rolling up my sleeves. Why can't we do that with an agent? And why can't the agent do that for themselves? You're telling me you don't have the money to invest in leads? Let's roll up our sleeves and look at your bills. Let's roll up our sleeves and look at your budget. And if we can find you money to invest in leads, will you promise to put it into leads and change your life forever? Come on, man. Come on. Think about it. But here's some great questions. If you find somebody in the cold market out of the blue that's looking for life insurance, you would, if you're doing door knocking surveys, I love when people do this, that I challenge to do it. I love it because it's amazing. They put on a Mutual of Omaha shirt. They put on a Transamerica shirt, two of the biggest well-known name brands in the world, in the country, in life insurance, and they knock on doors. Knock, knock, who's there? Knock, knock, who's there? Hey, it's Eric Bellaire. I'm out here doing a survey with Mutual of Omaha. We're just asking some quick questions in the neighborhood of people. Do you have a few seconds? Sure, I do. Great. Listen, do you or your family have any life insurance policies in force? And we're not talking about work insurance. The answer is yes. Or the answer is no. If the answer is yes or no, I don't care which one it is. You sit there and say, would you like to know about the newest state-regulated product that's designed to save you money on life insurance and give you a bunch of free benefits? You just turned a strange knocking door sound into a free lead. And if you don't think it will happen, try me, test me. And if you say you don't have the time to go out and knock for an hour today or 2 hours today, again, you cray-cray in the bray-bray, because you're not wanting to change your life. You're just kidding us. You're kidding yourself. Because if you wanted to change your life, and if you're married and you're a man and you love your wife, you'd be out there making some hot knocks out of the blue doing surveys, because you've got the excuse you don't have money to buy leads. And you've rolled up your sleeves and you've checked your budget, and you don't have it. Well, then go out there and use the time that God's given you. Use the energy that God's given you. We all have time and energy, even though we don't have money to buy leads. Come on now. So you go out there and you say, do you already have a life insurance policy in force, not including work insurance? These are people you also just meet and greet on the street. That doesn't be a door knocking survey. And then you say, well, would you like to know about the newest state-regulated product that helps save you money and get you a bunch of free benefits? Who wouldn't want to know about that? Who would not want to know about that? Come on, man. And then the last question is, if they say yes, what's the best time to meet? Morning, afternoon, or evening? When's the best time to meet? Morning, afternoon, or evening? Listen, this is ingredient number 2. Now, this was a little spicy, so you got to be careful. You got, spicy. It's spicy. So this one right here, you put it in there. Let me mix it up. Mix it up a little bit. I don't got you there. Let me use my golden spatula. This cost me a lot of money. You use a little spatula. This is expensive. Anyhow, so check this out. You need to meet with these clients and ask the right questions to fit their needs and to find their needs. So now that they've agreed to meet with you, a cold market, a warm market, a hot market, a survey, now that they've agreed to meet with you, you've got to ask them the right questions to find their needs when it comes to health, life, and wealth. There's a series of questions that I'll go through here for you, okay? So if I'm wearing a Medicare button and somebody asks me about Medicare, I'm allowed to book an appointment with them. If I'm wearing a shirt that says I offer Medicare all year, just call here, and it has my number, and people call me, I'm allowed to book an appointment with them. These are strangers on the street. And if you don't have a Medicare button that costs like $2 and you do Medicare and it says, ask me about Medicare, again, I think there's a mechanism not working correctly that is saying to you, are you kidding me? Really? Really? You do Medicare, but you don't have any identifying markers on your car, on your clothing, on your business cards that tell people that. Okay, whatever. Anyhow, so now you get into the home, and these are some questions, and the questions vary depending on what you're in the home for, right? But check this out. If I'm in the home when it comes to Medicare, what do you like or dislike about your current Medicare plan? And then shut up and listen. Shut up and listen. I think that's a great question. You see, you don't ask that about a life insurance policy because it is what it is. What do you currently like about your life? What do you mean? I don't use it. I don't use it. I'm still alive. But on a Medicare plan, they're using it constantly. And they have likes and they have dislikes. And once you hear what their likes and their dislikes are, you can, and maybe they don't, maybe they say, hey, it's a fan, maybe it's wonderful, whatever. But now you can use that knowledge and that information to help with the transformation and to getting them a product with our organization. But anyhow, do you have doctors you love and don't want to lose? I had to go to a guy yesterday. He's telling me that he's losing his Medicaid at the end of the month. I've got to put him into a new plan. He sits there and tells me he does not want to lose his doctor he loves. And he says, after I went over everything in his medicines, I said, this is the plan. This is the plan. And he kept on saying, he's an older man, about 5 years older than his wife, and his wife's sitting next to him. And I'm her agent already too. And he kept on saying, so is this the best thing for me? Is this what you think I should do? And I was so happy to hear her say, honey, you've given him no other options. You've told him you don't want to lose that doctor. If you were okay losing that doctor, he would have given you more options. But the few options he gave you, this one being the one that will best suit your needs, is the one that he's saying because you gave him no options. I looked at her. She's 68 years old. I looked at her and said, you could be an agent. You're awesome. You figured that out. It was amazing. You know, it's just, she's right. He's limited me. He's limited me because he says, I love Dr. Bam. And I'm not losing that doctor no matter what. Now I'm limited to only what that doctor accepts. So the next question I might ask is, what do you need most? Dental, vision, hearing aids? Oh, man. No, I'm not going to share that with you today. This is something powerful. It's really powerful. And I don't know how people are going to feel about me doing this, but I'll share it at NBC. It's powerful. I'm not going to share it now because it is so valuable that you need to be in front of me to hear it. Okay, I'm just going to leave it at that. And I'm talking about if you're in Medicare. I mean, it is a powerful thing that I do. And you wonder how I have so many Medicare clients. It's power. Anyhow, next one. What did you mail in? Well, I'm sorry. Why did you mail in the request for mortgage protection? By the way, if you don't know what NBC is National Boot Camp, and we're having that coming up in October, and we'll talk more about that at the end. But it's our next national event. But anyhow, why did you mail in the request for mortgage protection? If you're sitting with a client because they sent in a mortgage protection lead or a life insurance lead, then ask our final expense lead. I think a powerful question is why? Why? Tell me why. Why did you mail this in? Tell me. Anyhow, who is it that you will choose to be your beneficiary? You know, listen, we deal in the emotional part of this business. This is an emotional business. If you haven't cried sitting with a client, you haven't sat with enough clients. If the client hasn't cried in front of you, you haven't sat with enough clients. Because you're going to have some crying moments. You're going to cry, they're going to cry, we're all going to cry, and one day we're all going to die. And if you haven't had a client die, you haven't had enough clients. You don't got enough clients. If you haven't had a client cry, not enough clients, and if you haven't cried, you don't have enough clients. Anyhow, who is it that you will choose to be your beneficiary? Let them tell you. And then you can use that emotion. So it's important to you that this person doesn't become homeless. It's important to you that this person doesn't struggle financially. This is the person that you truly care about. And that's what most people pick them for as beneficiaries, because they want them to have the stability and the financial means to move on. When did your mom and dad die, if they died, or your grandparents die? And listen, if you're dealing with people in their 20s and all their mothers and dads are alive and all their grandparents are alive, but they've agreed to sit with you about life insurance, there's an indicator there that they've experienced something about death. And that's why you're sitting there with them at 27 or 24 or 28. So if it isn't a mother or a father, and if it isn't a grandparent, I would just ask them, who have you known to die in your life that you were close to? My Uncle Bob, my best friend Steve, my best friend's dad, John. They have something on their plate. Your job is to find it out. And once you find it out, you ask about what age were they and how. It's an emotional conversation. How did they die? A car accident? Oh my God. How old were 57 years old? I immediately say too young. Hulk Hogan, 71 years old. Ozzy Osbourne, I think 76 years old. Both below the average age, both big names. And then the guy that was Huxtable, 56 or 54, or 53. That was the tragic big one because how young he was on a vacation. But the fact of the matter is, I told my wife last night, they're making all this hoopla over these big famous people. 3 famous people died this week. 3 big famous people died this week. One of a heart attack, one of a drowning, and I can't remember Ozzy Osbourne. But the fact of the matter is, I told my wife, you know what? A lot more people died this week. A lot more 71-year-olds died. A lot more 50-some-year-olds died. And a lot more 76-year-olds died. We're only focused on these 3 because they're famous. But people die every day in all different types of way. And she reminded me of something that I haven't trained on in a while. And she goes, yeah, you're saying, Eric, it's going to come to that time where 10,000 people start dying a day. And you might be thinking, scratching your head if you're brand new and you never heard me say that before. Yeah, that's true. So you understand baby boomer, right? Baby boomer, we talk about it a lot during opportunity meetings. We had a baby boom, a baby boom. 76 million Americans were born in a 20-year period. Well, those 76 million, the first one turned age 65 in 2011. And 9,999 followed him or her that same day. So 10,000 a day are turning age 65 because 10,000 a day were born in that 20-year period. Well, when you look at the aspect of life expectancy, and men live only to be 79 to 81 years old, and women only live to be 81 to 84 years old, average. And most Americans never see the age of 90, less than 5%. The fact of the matter is, people die between 80 and 90 at a great amount. So when you do the math, if the first baby boomer turned age 65 in 2011, the first baby boomer is going to turn age 85 in 2031, or will they? Or will they? Matter of fact, 2026, 2027, next year, 2027 is when the male baby boomers will be hitting their average life expectancy. So we're going to see more deaths on a daily basis start to happen in about a year or two than we've ever seen before in America. And when these deaths start to occur, people are going to be either in a place of financial means or in a place of pain and stress. And the fact of the matter is, Andy always used to talk about it when I first came on board. In about another 2 to 3 years, we're going to start the biggest transfer of wealth ever seen in this country's history. From 2030 to 2050, and I'll be here in this business. I'm only 59. I'll be 79. I aren't going anywhere. The job's too easy for me. Okay. When I say easy, I'm sorry. It isn't difficult. I'm not out there building homes. I'm not out there, as a Marine anymore. This isn't tough on my feet and tough on my knees. It's a pretty simple job I got. I can do it until I'm 79. I'm pretty sure. I'll enjoy being a part of that and helping families when they're losing their loved ones and all this wealth is left behind. But anyhow, I'm getting off tangent here, but it's important. The fact of the matter is, when you find out who they were, how they died, when they died, you use that, and then you ask a powerful question. Did they have a plan in place to financially help the family? It's either going to be yes or going to be no. And the fact of the matter is, I don't care which answer it is, really. I'm trying to get to a point. It does matter because I understand the pain they're in. When they say no, it hurts. When they say yes, I feel great for them. But I don't care how they answer, whether the person they're talking about, whether it was their friend's dad or an uncle or their mom or their dad or their grandparent. If they say no, the family suffered immensely. I would sit there and say, I promise you, this is a promise. I am not leaving here tonight until we do what your dad should have done. Agreed? I'm not leaving here tonight until what your friend's father should have done. Agreed? Come on. I don't know. I mean, I feel like this. I feel like taking my rolling pin and saying, come on, man, come on. And if they say yes, they had a plan in place. Great. I'm not leaving here tonight until we do what they did. Agreed? I'm not leaving here tonight until you do exactly what they did. Agreed? Are they going to look at you and say, no, I don't agree to that? Then get up, take your laptop and your supplies and leave, because that is a capital moron. All right? Come on, man. I'm sorry, I went forward. Do you want to be buried or cremated? I love asking that question when I'm dealing with final expense leads. I love asking that question. Where do you currently have your retirement account? I love asking that question. I have it over here. I have it over there. I have it with this guy. I have it with that guy. I love asking that question. Where do you currently have? And I just assume they have one. I don't have a retirement account. Okay. I now know. But where do you have your retirement money? Where do you have your retirement money? Where do you have your retirement account? How much of your retirement account can you afford to lose? It's a great question to ask them. Matter of fact, you could do this thing where you write $100,000 on a piece of paper. You write an arrow going down and you say the market collapses 50%, where you have your money at. What do you have? They'll all answer the question, $50,000. And then you'll hear your financial advisor say, leave it alone, leave it alone, leave it alone. Don't touch it. It's going to come back. It's going to come back. Well, by the way, when that happens, if you're in your 70s, it sucks. If you're in your high 60s, it sucks. If you're in your 40s or 30s, okay, maybe. But they keep it alone. It's going to come back. It's going to come back. And you say to them, it does come back. It comes back 50%. What do you have? Most of your clients will tell you 100 grand. And the answer is only 75,000. And they go like, oh my God. And I just look at them and say, that's Wall Street magic. Anyhow, and that's what happens to your money when the market collapses 50% and comes back 50%. Anyhow, how much of your retirement account can you afford to lose? We just talked about that. Which option do you feel will best benefit you the most? That's all of them. You know, if I'm talking about different annuities, if I'm talking about different life insurance policies, if I'm talking about different Medicare plans, which one do you feel will best fit your needs? Which one do you like the most? I mean, it's just boom, This is number 3. Ingredient number 3. Now, ingredient number 3, it's not spicy. It's not dull. I think it's magical. Gonna add that in there. Mix some dough up. Wait till you see the dough that I'm making in there, man. It's pretty. I'm going to probably have a good meal tonight. But anyhow, you need to show and tell these clients about an ideal solution. Now that you've found their need, you've got to show them the solution that will fill the need and take care of them, and the health, life, and wealth aspect. And people wonder, well, Eric, when you say an ideal solution, what's an ideal solution? Well, wouldn't you think, I'm going to go to the next page and tell you, but wouldn't you think that an ideal solution would easily get placed? Right? I mean, if they're telling you the truth about their life and about their health and their weight and all this other stuff, wouldn't you think it could easily get placed? I don't see why it wouldn't. If they're answering all the suitability questions correct on an annuity application, it should be easily placed. So an ideal solution should, first of all, be easily placed and not declined or turned down or rejected. That's one thing. Number 2, ideal solutions are very difficult to be replaced by other agents and companies. Listen, I'm not in this even though I love what I do, and I really, really do, I don't do it for free. I mean, who would feed my family? Who would feed my 5 beautiful dogs? Who would take care of my house payment? Who would take care of that beautiful Corvette I just got? I can't do this for free, Andy. I'm sorry. I can't. So I need to make sure that the business I put in place stays in place. I can't sell inferior product. I feel so bad for those agents that work for these other companies. And again, I mentioned some earlier, and I'll mention them. I don't have a problem mentioning it because Lincoln Heritage, you can Google it. Even Google and ChatGPT will tell you they're one of the most expensive final expense companies in America. And behind them is AIL. I mean, I've said this before, and this is serious. I don't know how to say it though. And price, Colonial Penn. What a joke. Anyhow, and I'm sorry if I said that. You can bleep it out. You can take it. I don't care. I don't want to. But listen, if you got a client who's 60 years old and they buy a policy from AIL and they buy a policy from Foresters at 60 years old, the older they get, if you went back to Foresters or AIL and they're 65, the more expensive it is. Because the older a person gets, the more expensive it is. So I think it's ridiculous that I could take a 60-year-old who bought a final expense from AIL and save them money at 64, moving him to one of our companies for the same face amount. 4 years have gone by and I could save them money? That's just not right in my book. So I wish I would have made him at 60 because I would have saved him a ton more and got him a bunch of free benefits. So listen, folks, the fact of the matter is I sell product that agents just can't come in to replace. And when I'm recruiting agents, I tell them that. Listen, I'm in the business of selling products that stay on the books. You could keep selling what you're selling and love your chargebacks and love the fact that I'm out there replacing them. Because I tell them, I love replacing other companies' products. I love doing it ethically, honestly, correctly, and bambily all day long, baby. It's a great experience. It's a referral-friendly product. An ideal solution is a referral-friendly product because it's so ideal and it's so awesome, they're going to tell other people about it. Okay, so I said earlier, when they have a life insurance policy, what do you like or dislike? Maybe I made a mistake there because that's old traditional life insurance. Today, I have clients telling my other family members, oh, I love my life insurance product because it gives me this, this, and this, and this for free. I love my life insurance product because it gives me this, this, and this for free. Very referral. We have very referral-friendly product. Find the very referral-friendly product and watch your business turn up a tune. Yeah, if you could sell other products, we have a whole bunch of products. Thank you, Andy Albright. But there are some products that just have certain things that are added to them that make them referral friendly. And if your clients are out there talking about the product and talking about you, your phone's going to ring out of the blue. And that's what you want to do. Using these three key ingredients will make you a difference maker. Difference makers fill coliseums. The coliseum is your CRM. How many people do you have in your CRM? So listen, now that you know the ingredients for making dough, and let me show you the dough I made. I'm just going to show you. So we've been mixing it up now for about 38 minutes. Not even that long. So what I got in here, I got this in here, I got that in there, I got this, I got some gold in there, I got this in there. That's not bad dough right there, folks. I mean, that's not bad dough right there. So that's some pretty cool dough. But now the question is, now that you know how to make great dough, you need to follow the Emperor's 8-step recipe for making great bread. Because that dough now can help you make great bread if you invest that dough properly, right? And now when you're making great bread, it's about working the 8 steps to success. So Andy Albright, the Emperor himself, has created us a cookbook, if you will, an 8-step recipe, if you will, on how to make great bread. Okay? Now, the fact of the matter is, I believe the most important part of the recipe is step number 2. It's work. The second step is work activity. And hence, we're on the activity call. To me, work is activity. Activity is work. It's what you're doing, right? Now, the fact of the matter is, how much activity and how much work are you going to put into this thing? When it comes to dials, hot knocks, seminars. You see, dials, when you do dialing, it's adding the shake and the bake, baby. It's putting the shake in the bake. And you want to bake it up, baby. And then when you add the hot knocks bring the heat to the street, baby. So you got to be in hot knocking mode, survey mode, bring the heat to the street. And it isn't always going to happen in the kitchen. You got to go out there and hit the street and bring the heat. And then you got your seminars. They add steam to the dream, baby. Woo-hoo! My $480,000 annuity just got transferred today. It's going to get issued next week. Not bad, thank you, seminars. Bring the steam to the dream. These are the top 3 ways to set appointments. And you need to have appointments. You need to have appointments. You need to dial Hot Knock seminars. Dial Hot Knock seminars. And I apologize. These are the top 3 ways. Of course, another way is just talking to people you meet and greet on the street, right? We talked about that. But these are the top 3 ways when I'm sorry, I should have said when you're working leads. When you're working leads, these are the top 3 ways that you can make appointments. You dial, you hot knock seminars. You dial, you hot knock and seminars. I mean, the question I have for you, citizens of the Alliance, citizens of Rome, citizens of the Roman Alliance Empire, what do you hunger for? What is it that you hunger for, John? What is it you hunger for, Sally? You, Beth, what do you hunger for? You, Alex, what do you hunger for? What do you hunger for, Terry? What do you hunger for, Sarah? What do you hunger for, Jim? What do you hunger for, John? What is it you hunger for, Hank? What is it you hunger for, Margaret? What is it? Maggie, what is it? Is it a bigger home? Is it a faster car? Is it a more luxurious car? Is it having no credit card debt? Is it being able to afford to get your kids into college? Is it being able to afford to get your mom and dad a house? Is it being able to afford just being able to buy better food? What is it you hunger for? Find that and then go out and work your butt off to get it. The fact of the matter is, what battles are you willing to fight to get it? What pain are you willing to go through for the gain? Man, I work out and I hate it. I hate it. My trainer, I've been doing it now for like 11 years. I hate working out. And my arms right now are hurting from the other day. But I know I got to keep doing it if I want to live a long life. And I want to be there for my wife. So I work out and I go through that crazy pain and agony of, I hate it. I hate working out, but I do it. Following and executing all the Alliance Empire's simple 8-step recipe allows you to enjoy the pie. If you haven't heard us talk about pie, let me tell you right now, we're in the kitchen and Andy knows how to make a great pie. Oh my God, does that guy know how to make a great pie? And he wants you to understand how to make this pie. He wants you to have this award-winning pie recipe, which is his 8 steps to success. And when you go out there and you use those 8 steps to success, you can also have that award-winning pie. And that's going to bring you prosperity like you've never seen before. You've never seen before. It's going to bring you inspiration and inspiring others. And it's going to bring you eternity because you've become a big-time difference maker and a big-time blessing to others. So I love the 8 steps to success. I love that recipe. To enjoy the finest in life, you need the richest ingredients, which provide the richest flavors. If you truly want to enjoy the riches of the land, learn and use these recipes on how to recruit so you can live. So even though Andy Albright made one recipe book for us to enjoy the pie, he still said, I need to make another recipe book and show them what can be done to help them have true freedom and enjoy the truest riches of the land. And he called this recipe book the Millionaire's Maker's Manual. Now, the Millionaire Maker Manual, the Millionaire Maker Manual, how to gain financial freedom and success. This book, I dare you to use and to follow, because you have to be a Spartan. You have to be one of the Romans that say, hey, I'm in it for the long haul. I'm in it because I am a game changer. I am relentless. I am going to do this at all cost. And you just pour everything you have into this business. And he calls it and 24/7. But this book, this recipe, this is an amazing recipe. And I'm already starting to feel some of its, guys, I have no college degree. I'm a United States Marine of 4 years. Mom and dad, 14 kids. I come from a home of poverty. And I have a shot. I have a shot to make $1 million a year. This year I have a shot to do it. And Gina Hawk spoke it from stage at the event. She asked me what I was on pace to make, and it was a private conversation, and I told her. But then when she introduced me, for those of you that were there, she goes, because she said it. I saw her pause, and she said, Eric's going to make, and she goes, I'm going to, over $1 million. And I went like, well, she fired me up behind stage. And I'm telling you right now, there's too many people that have followed this recipe and have seen that happen for it not to be true. There's too many. There's too many. Now, if you have a class of 100 and the teacher says he's the best teacher since sliced bread, and every time he gives them a test, they all fail it, and they all fail it, and they all fail it, and they all fail it, they're finding another teacher. If none of the students are passing the FCAT or whatever they call them or getting into college, they're getting rid of the teacher. But if you got a class of 100 kids and 10 of them ace the FCAT, or whatever you call it, if 10 of them get a walk into the Harvard or Yale, then that's a badass teacher. And the other 90 just ain't doing what they're supposed to be doing. So I'm telling you right now, Andy is one bad to the bone mentor, one bad to the bone emperor, and he knows the recipe to success. And he's asking you to get this book and read it and learn it and do it. Anyhow. Sell to eat, recruit to live, be a difference maker before you die. I know you might have other goals in your life before you die. You might have some other kind of bucket list. And you might have already had it created from you when you got out of college, or when you got married, or when you got divorced. But I'm just adding you to add this to it. Why not add being a difference maker in other people's lives? Being a difference maker in other people's lives before you die. To me, that is what I'm on earth for. And I didn't find that out until I joined the Alliance. I didn't know I was a difference maker when I was in my 20s. I didn't know I was a difference maker when I was in my 30s. Hell, I didn't even know I was a difference maker before I joined the Alliance at 42. I can't remember what it was, and it will come to me maybe, but I talked about it from stage. It's when Andy did something, and I might have been with the Alliance for about 7 years at the time, and that's when I realized what my calling was. And my calling was to be a difference maker in other people's lives, to be a blessing to people, using this industry to do my job. So check this out. NBC, National Boot Camp. Some of you may not know what this is. You all should know what this is. Some of you have already got your ticket. Some of you haven't got your ticket. Well, here's the news, folks. The $12.99 tickets are going fast. And if you get the $12.99 ticket, it includes 2 passes. 2 passes. You get a large amount of great things, better food, a sweet close parking spot, a swag bag, some really sweet stuff. Now, I'm not asking you to go out and get that $12.99 ticket if you can't afford it. But again, check your budget. Check what you are wasting your money on. Check what you are spending your money on. But these are still available, but they're going to be gone fast. $249. If you've been to 2 of our events before, you're in a $249 price range or higher. You're either the $249 or the $12.99 because you've been to 2 of our events before. And $249 is not at all a bad price to get to one of our national events. Matter of fact, it's an amazing price. For what you gain, for what you get to see, for what you get to learn, for what you get to hear. Guys, listen. Come close. If you haven't gone to YouTube and typed in Eric Bellaire Crossroads, do yourself a favor and do it. Eric Bellaire Crossroads. You see this wedding band right here? This wedding band is not the same wedding band I had when I first married my wife. And the wedding band she's wearing is not the wedding band I gave her when I first married her. To a woman that I told her that I loved her more than you would imagine, and I would give her everything she ever wanted, and she'd be my queen for all eternity. When we were 42 years old, losing everything in 2008, and finding the alliance, and being told if we wanted to change our lives, if we wanted to change our futures, we needed to get to that national convention, which were $499 each ticket, which included plane flights to Dallas, hotels. And here I am, broke, busted, and disgusted, selling furniture out of my house, selling the fence that went around my property, selling my air conditioner off my property because our home was in foreclosure. I went to my wife after going to that opportunity meeting that Andy Albright was at in Orlando, Florida, and meeting these people that had read the Green Manual, the Green Millionaire Maker Manual, and seeing what their backgrounds were. I haven't told this story in a while. One of the people that Andy helped become a millionaire used to be in the cell phone industry. Another person that's a millionaire that Andy helped become a millionaire used to be in the military. And another person that Andy helped become a millionaire used to work in retail. Matter of fact, the same company I used to work at. And I went like, you have got to be kidding me, God. You've got to be kidding me. This can't be, this is unreal. It's like I'm here for a reason, hearing these, because Andy at the end of these meetings gets these people up and says how long they've been with them, what they're doing. And I went like, if that person can do it, I certainly can. If that person can do it, I certainly can. So I went home that night. By the way, before that meeting, I was telling my wife I wanted to kill myself and I wanted to be dead. And I would wake her up in the middle of the night telling her that. But this night when I got home, and it was late, because Andy had one of his late night owls that I wanted to hear, I shook her to wake, and she woke up. And I said, honey, I got to talk to you. I make it more funny when she says, not right now, like she thought I wanted something else. I said, no, this is serious. She goes, can it wait till the morning? And I said, yeah. So in the morning, I sat with her at breakfast, and I said, listen, I think this is it. This is what God wants us to do. But I need to do something to do it. I need your wedding band. And I have to sell our wedding bands so that we can get to that event. Because if we get to that event, I know it's going to be a game changer. And she gave me her wedding band, and we sold them. And they meant a lot to us. Mine was a special wedding band. I don't talk a lot about it, but I'm a big Dolphin fan. And this wedding band was specially designed by Keith Jackson that I had. Keith Jackson, who came to play with us. He had made a special wedding band, and I only bought the second kind of it. And it was so cool, other things about it. About 8 kids on it, 8 diamonds were on it, all this stuff about my... Anyhow, I sold them. Now you tell me, folks, that was 17 years ago. My first year, I made 150 grand because of that event and every other event I went to. And this year, I'm going to make over $1 million. Do you think it was worth it, me selling my wedding bands? Do you think it was worth it to go through that emotional havoc of upheaval and do that and ask my wife for her wedding band? I certainly think it was worth it. So when you tell me you can't afford to get to National Boot Camp and the ticket's only $249, check yourself before you wreck yourself. Check yourself before you wreck yourself. And then $99 tickets, $99 tickets for people that have only been to one event, and this will be your second event. You can get a ticket for $99. Andy, where was that price back in 2009? But anyhow, it's there now. So listen, I would recommend strongly to get to National Boot Camp at Burlington, North Carolina. There are so many reasons why. I can't even talk about them all. It's just an amazing event and an amazing opportunity for you to boom in this business. If you don't act before July 31st, the $12.99 ticket's going to be $14.99. The $249 ticket's going to be $299. And the $99 ticket's going to be $129. I would act before July 31st. And I would get yourself to National Boot Camp October 16th to October 19th. So listen, folks, this is what I do. This is who I am. And this is how I help people. Go out there and have yourself a great day and a great weekend and a great week next week. God bless and go be a difference maker. Eric Bellaire out.